In this video, I want to talk about the cut of a diamond and a gemstone. When we're talking about the cut of a diamond or a coloured gemstone, it is one of the most confusing areas of the industry. In fact, many in the trade even get it completely wrong. People will talk of a round cut or a square cut or a marquise cut or a trilliant cut, and actually they're completely wrong because those are shapes. If somebody says a triangle cut, it's not right. It's a triangle shape or an oval shape. You hear oval cut. It's not an oval cut, it's an oval shape. The cutting is the arrangement of facets on the diamond or the gemstone. And a cut has several elements to it. I'm going to take you through these because they're actually a lot more simple than people first imagine. So when it comes to the anatomy of a gemstone, there's only about 5 words you need to know. On the top of the gemstone, the bit that your eye looks at is the table facet. That's the one on the very top. Then surrounding the table is normally an arrangement of facets which we call the facets of the crown. Then when you put the gemstone face on, the outside line which actually denotes the shape of the gemstone is what we call the girdle. The girdle is the widest point of any gemstone. Easy to remember, girdle, think girdles, human body, girdle, wide. You know where I'm going. So girdle is the widest element of the gemstone. Then underneath the gemstone, these are the facets of the pavilion. And the facets of the pavilion eventually arrive at a point, and that point we call the coulée. Now, the key things are the proportions. If you get the proportions right, certainly on diamonds, then you can really make it sparkle. And we learnt back in the early 1900s, in fact it was 1918, from a gentleman called Marcel Tolkowsky, the perfect angles of which to cut a diamond. And they've stayed pretty much the same for the last almost 100 years. You want angles on the crown that are about 34 degrees. And the reason for that, if you go back to thinking at school, when we learnt about the prism where we had white light come in and then all the colours of the rainbow come out, if those angles are similar to the prism at about 34 degrees, what happens is you get all that fire, all that dispersion of light. In fact, they're one and the same thing. If somebody talks dispersion or fire, it means the same thing. It means white light in, the colour of the rainbow out. The other thing that's really interesting with your diamonds is the size of the table facet is really important too. If it's too small, you don't get the brilliance, you don't get the white sparkle, the on-off internal glow of the gemstone. If it's too big, then there's not enough room on the crown to get all the fire out. So it really is beyond just beauty. It becomes a bit of a science when you're cutting a gemstone. And all of those angles, the length of the girdle facets, just everything is so important. And it is important if you get a grading on your diamond, and certainly if it's over 1/4 carat, if it's graded by somebody, an external agency, to make sure that the quality of the cut is either good or very good. Never buy a diamond, certainly over 1/4 carat, if the cut is only fair, and certainly don't invest in one if it's a poor cut.